Today we're going to be breaking down the top 5 quarterbacks in Madden NFL 13 and what the ratings really mean. Taking a look into the most in-depth guide here about how to pick your quarterback, what quarterbacks you want to look for, and we're going to do the top 5 overall. We're going to do the top 5 horrible, like the worst 5, and then we're going to do the top 5 under the radar. So the top 5 horrible. The top 5 worst quarterbacks is going to be the top 5 worst starting quarterbacks, not necessarily when you think in terms of free agents. I'm not going to go over that. Now, going into this, we're just going to go to the All NFL page, and we're going to talk about Madden. This is strictly for Madden. This has nothing to do with real life. This is strictly for Madden purposes. Okay, so that's what I want to talk about. Now, in my opinion, the statistic that we want to look at the most is the deep accuracy feature in Madden NFL, and we're going to start off our list here with the top overall quarterback in Madden NFL 13, and in my opinion at this time of the NFL season, that is Robert Griffin III for Madden NFL 13. Robert Griffin III brings everything that we need and more. He has 85 deep accuracy, which is ranked in the top 6 or so. He has 87 medium accuracy, which if we take a look at the rating for that, he is again in the top 6. He doesn't have as good short accuracy. You see he's down probably like the 15th range, but he's still very good in 80, and 88 is really effective. And then taking a look at his throwing power here, he is in the top, still in the top 10 for throwing power with a 95. So we can get away with all that. And the one thing that takes, obviously the one thing that separates Robert Griffin III from every other quarterback in the NFL is the ability that he has this 90 acceleration. Now that's not the best, but it's definitely up there. It's in the top 10. And then if you take a look at his agility, that's something that really makes him the best. He has the best overall agility, and he has the best overall pure speed out of the pocket. And that's going to mean that this dude is a phenomenal player to utilize out of the pocket in mobile quarterback situations when the defense breaks down, or when the offense breaks down and the defense locks up the play. Can he get out of the pocket? Can he make a play? Can he scramble? And another thing that makes Robert Griffin III is a 74 carry rating. If you take a look here, that's actually in like the top 15 or 10 to 15 quarterbacks. And so that's why, in my opinion, I value speed a lot in Madden, and that's why I think that Robert Griffin III is the top quarterback right now in Madden NFL 13. Now, coming in a close second, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was actually the top quarterback earlier in the Madden season, and then they changed his ratings a little bit. He still comes in with a very impressive second overall in the deep accuracy department. As far as medium accuracy, he's still in the top 6, and then as far as short accuracy goes, he's in the top 5. So very good thrower all around, probably one of the best overall throwers in the game, and also his throwing power. He can make all the throws in terms of deep accuracy. He still has a 95 deep accuracy. And then one thing that he also brings to the table an 80 speed rating. 80 speed rating is not the best, as you see. It's probably one of the middle range. It's definitely not the highest speed rating. But what he does bring with his speed is that element of he is able to be out of the pocket with the 85 agility, and of course the 85 acceleration, and the 83 agility. Awareness, I don't think that really means that much as far as a quarterback goes. I think one thing that awareness does affect is how they throw the ball. So, and I'll get back into that in a little bit when I take my top 5 most overrated quarterbacks, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit after we talk about the under the radar ones. But you see that 90 awareness just isn't that effective, and in the way I value it, it's not very valued to me. So moving on to our third overall quarterback, and this was actually kind of a tough pick. I wanted to pick Josh Freeman, but at the same time, that 76 medium accuracy just did not suit kind of the game. And in my opinion, the third best overall quarterback in the NFL right now in terms of Madden is Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick comes with mediocre accuracy stats all around. He has 85 deep accuracy, which is elite in Madden terms, 86 medium accuracy, which is decent, 83 short accuracy, which isn't the best, but is serviceable, and then this 96 throwing power. He actually has the let me see where he's at. I think he's like the seventh or eighth overall in terms of throwing power, and in terms of what really makes Kaepernick though is the flat out just ability that he has to run the football out of the pocket, scramble out of the pocket, break tackles. 93 ball carrier vision, 88 elusiveness, 88 juke move. His trucking is not high, but his acceleration, 92 acceleration, 91 agility, 88 speed. The dude is an absolute physical freak. He's 6'4". This is a guy you want to be using if you're looking for an elite quarterback to kind of run your type of offense here. And the next quarterback I want to take a look at here is, this is my number 4 overall quarterback in Madden NFL 13. And in my opinion, Russell Wilson is a very slept-on quarterback, and I do think he's a top 5 quarterback in the Madden game. And we're going to get back to why a couple of the main quarterbacks that you see in the NFL I think are overrated in Madden, and we will talk about that in a minute. But deep accuracy, 83 is decent. It's not horrible. It's not great. It's serviceable. Like I said, his accuracy stats are all decent. Kind of above average at short accuracy. His throwing power is 93, which is really above average in my opinion. And then the main thing that once again that sells Russell Wilson is his elusiveness, his ability to get out of the pocket, and 86 speed. But the 92 acceleration is going to make him feel about 90 speed as far as the game goes. And then, in my opinion, the number 5 overall quarterback in Madden NFL 13. There's a bunch of people that could have been put here, but in my opinion, I really wanted to find a spot for Jay Cutler. I think Jay Cutler is a top quarterback. Michael Vick, I don't really think he's a top quarterback. I think he's kind of fallen out, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But in my opinion, I think you can look no farther than Matthew Stafford. This dude's an absolute phenomenon. He will be probably the best quarterback in Madden NFL 25 if he grows, if the Lions have a good season. This dude comes in with very mediocre accuracy stats, and let me talk about this. You know, the accuracy stats are not the most important aspect of the game, but he has serviceable. As long as they're in the 80s, they're usually good to get by with. And 83 deep accuracy is still above average. His middle throw accuracy is not very good. His short accuracy is about average. But when you take a look at this dude's throwing power, the 99 throwing power means he's going to be able to make every throw on the field. He's never going to underthrow receivers, and they're all going to be dots and darts in terms of how fast they're going to come off. This dude does not run as much, but if you need to get out of the pocket, if they have no spies on the field, you'll be fine. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about is the top 5 the top 5 horrible starting 5 quarterbacks. Basically, the worst 5 quarterbacks in the league that are starting right now. Now, one of the quarterbacks here, in my opinion, one of the worst one is obviously Tavares Jackson. And actually, I think their starter is actually Ryan Fitzpatrick, if I remember correctly. But Ryan Fitzpatrick is just absolutely pathetic in this game. He has nothing to really offer. He has no mobility. His accuracy stats are whack, except for the short accuracy. Just not a whole lot. I think he's probably the number 1 or one of the top. I think he's probably the 5th overall. And then the 4th worst overall quarterback in Madden NFL 13 is going to be the Cardinals' Kevin Kolb. Kevin Kolb has a little bit of mobility, which is fine, but the one issue with Kevin Kolb is once again the accuracy just is not there, and even the throwing power. I mean, throwing power is decent, but when you take a look at these 2 accuracy sets here, it just they're just not very good, plain and simple. And then moving right along here, I actually really wanted to put Phillip Rivers in this category, but there are a couple of quarterbacks that are worse than him. The number 3 worst overall quarterback in Madden NFL 13, in my opinion, is going to be Blaine Gabbert. Blaine Gabbert has 75 speed. Like I said, he is somewhat usable with the mobility, but once again, there's no deep accuracy at all. Really, no medium accuracy. And when you look at his short accuracy, 83. Even John Parker Wilson has a decent short accuracy. So that's kind of how that goes. And then the number 2 worst overall quarterback in Madden NFL 13 is going to be Mark Sanchez. Mark Sanchez, this is more real life, but it's also Madden. The dude just has no deep accuracy, no medium accuracy, worse accuracy than the quarterback we just broke down. Throwing power is 88, but when you can't hit your targets, obviously you're going to be pathetic. He does have a little bit of mobility, or actually he doesn't have any mobility. I regret saying that. I thought he had a little higher speed, but he does not. So once again, that's just another knock on Mark Sanchez. And then the worst quarterback, in my opinion, in Madden NFL 13 is going to have to be Matt Castle from the Kansas City Chiefs. This guy is absolutely horrible. He has 69 speed. 74 acceleration, just nothing really to work with here. Throwing power, that's probably one of the lower throwing powers of any starter in the league, and horrible accuracy stats all around. You would be much better off starting Ricky Stanzi for the Chiefs. Now that we moved on, now that we have that segment broken down, let's talk about the top 5 overrated quarterbacks in Madden NFL 13. Now we're going to use the overall rating to sort these. Now, what this segment is going to do is it's basically going to say, their overall rating is high, but as an actual player, they're overrated in my opinion. Like when you look at their overall rating and it says 98, they don't play like a 98 overall quarterback would in the game. That's what I'm saying. It has nothing to do with real life. It has to do with in the game. Okay. So, the number 5 most overrated quarterback in Madden NFL 13 is going to be Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco comes in with a horrible speed rating of 70, and also if you take a look at Joe Flacco's accuracy stats, he does have a 98 throwing power, which is very good, but his accuracy stats are not very elite. They're just kind of mediocre, and for a 93 overall rating, you'd expect a little higher accuracy stats if he doesn't have any mobility. Just kind of doesn't see. I just don't see it in him. And then the number 2 or the number 4 most overrated quarterback in Madden NFL 13 is Matt Schaub. The dude's 89 overall. He has no mobility once again. Also, his throwing power is very average. His deep accuracy is below average at 74, and deep accuracy is probably the most important of all 3 categories. And his 93 short accuracy is very good, but once again, you're throwing short, you're not going to miss a whole lot of throws 2 feet away. And medium accuracy is below average in my opinion. So he comes in at the number 4 most overrated quarterback in Madden NFL 13. As far as the number 3 most overrated NFL quarterback in Madden NFL 13 is going to be Phillip Rivers. This dude comes in at still a very average 85 overall. I'm going to go out and say that this dude should be like a 73 overall. He has absolutely no mobility. He also, if you take a look at his stats, he has no accuracy outside of the short throw, and his throwing power is really kind of 85, which in my opinion is average at best, and probably more towards below average. Even worse accuracy stats than that Schaub there. Now let's get into the 2 kind of things that I don't think anybody would have expected. The second overall most overrated quarterback in Madden NFL 13 is going to be Peyton Manning. This dude comes in with a 97 overall rating. And let's just take a look at this dude. And this is why I was going to talk about the awareness factor. The dude has 60 speed, so you're not really afraid of him scrambling. He has 99 awareness. Now, 99 awareness, we're going to talk about that. I think that almost hinders you as a Madden player, because when you're trying to make pass leads that aren't proper, so basically if you're trying to throw like a drag and you're trying to throw it to the left when it's coming to the right or something, you're trying to do stuff that the game that wouldn't normally be done. You're trying to make extra plays that are not the proper play. I feel like awareness ruins that. I feel like Peyton Manning's pass leads are just not very good. But you take a look at this dude's ratings, and for some reason, he has a 95 throwing accuracy, he has an 89 throwing power, 93 medium accuracy, and 85 deep accuracy. So in theory, this guy should be, if not one of the best, probably the best, if not the best, probably one of the best throwers, pure pocket passers in the game. But when I play with the Broncos guys, I just don't see it. There's no mobility factor, and when you try to hit deep throws and stuff that you need to use or catch, like pogo routes or comeback routes or just straight up fades or streaks or the inside pass lead streaks, the dude just seems like he does his own thing. He doesn't do what you want him to do, and in that category, I feel like that makes Peyton Manning probably an 89 overall quarterback, or 88, which he's rated at 97. I don't think he is at that level yet. I don't think he's a top 3 quarterback in Madden right now. And then the number 1 most overrated NFL quarterback is Tom Brady. Tom Brady has, once again, no mobility. And then another thing about Tom Brady, once again, you see the 99 awareness. I don't see it as much with Brady as I do with Manning in terms of the bad pass leads. But if you take a look at Brady, he has way more throwing power than Manning, which I disagree with. As far as short accuracy goes, he's good. Medium accuracy is good. But you take a look at the deep, 82 for being the highest rated quarterback in the game, only having an 82 deep accuracy rating is kind of just it just kind of goes to show that I think that this dude should not be. I don't think he's one of the best throwers in the game. Now, as far as overall quarterbacks in real life and being able to lead and all that stuff doesn't factor in. That's why Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, in my opinion, are overrated in terms of their overall rating, not necessarily what they are in real life. Real life has nothing to do with this. Okay, deep accuracy 82. Just doesn't make the deep throws. He'll miss some lob streaks. He'll miss some deep outs. He'll miss some comeback routes. He'll miss some inside passing streaks. And in my opinion, to be the highest overall rated quarterback, you just can't have that. You have to make every throw. And I don't see that in Tom Brady, and I certainly don't see that in Peyton Manning, and that's why they're my top 2 most overrated quarterbacks in Madden NFL 13. Okay, moving on to our next segment today, we're going to be talking about the top 5 most underrated quarterbacks in Madden NFL 13, and this is strictly overall rating. It has nothing to do with how we rank them in our heads, how person to person ranks them, whatever. Strictly overall rating. Now we're going to scroll down here. I think the number 5 most underrated quarterback in Madden NFL 13 is going to be, where's he at? Jake Locker. Jake Locker. I think he's a pretty good quarterback, and for only being a 77 overall rated, if you take a look at this guy has 83 speed. Where'd he go? There he is. So he has 83 speed. He can get out of the pocket. He has a very nice acceleration rating, which is going to allow him to feel like about 85 speed. The dude can do a lot of stuff with his legs. Like I said, he's got a 95 throwing power. The accuracy stats are not there yet, but like I said, in Madden, you can kind of get by. But with Jake Locker being a 77 overall quarterback, I think that these statistics, especially with that 95 throwing power and 83 speed, show that this dude should be at least an 84, if not a little higher, as far as his overall rating in Madden. Okay. The number 4 most underrated quarterback in Madden NFL 13 is going to have to be your boy Josh Freeman. Now Josh Freeman comes in an 84 overall. This dude is 6'6". He's got 74 speed. He's got 80 agility, 82 acceleration. And let's take a look at his throwing power real quick. That's the main thing. This dude has a 97 throwing power, and he's only like an 82 overall. 97 throwing power. The dude has 82 short accuracy, and he has 86 deep accuracy. The only thing he doesn't have is an 76 medium accuracy. And when you think about it, guys, these two, if this medium accuracy here was in the 80s, I would definitely consider Josh Freeman to be probably a top 10 quarterback in the game. I think this dude just falls just outside of the top 10, but certainly in a very good spot as far as our number 4 most underrated quarterback in the game. Moving on, let me take a look here. Sam Bradford, I think, is an honorable mention. If you take a look at this dude, I think he's going to be our number 3 most underrated quarterback. And real quick, let's just break down why. He's got 73 speed, which is not great, but it's not bad. You can certainly get out of the pocket if you need to. He actually has a little bit, I think he has some, does he have some spin moves or something? I thought he had like some agility. No, he doesn't. Okay. But he does have 88 throwing power, which is very above average in my opinion. It's above average. It's not great. It's not bad. Like I said, it's about average, above average, just a little bit. And then taking a look at his short accuracy, he has a very elite short accuracy, one of the higher ones, probably in the top 10 as far as short accuracy goes. Medium accuracy is serviceable. It's 79. You can get by with that. And then the 83 deep accuracy is actually fairly average. So for him being only, an 85 overall, I think with all of these things accounted for, this dude certainly gets into our top 5 most underrated quarterback list. Moving right along here, the number 2 most underrated quarterback in Madden NFL 13, in my opinion, is going to have to be, and this is strictly by the ratings, guys, so don't crucify me in the comment section. It's going to have to be your boy Tony Romo. The dude comes in with 73 speed, the ability to get out of the pocket with that 78 acceleration, and then also, if you take a look at his throwing stats, they're still there. 90 throwing power, you can get by with that. That's above average. 89 short accuracy, that's above average. 85 medium accuracy, that's probably above average in my opinion. And the 82 deep accuracy is about average, if not above average. This dude is above average in everything he does, and has some pretty decent, good enough speed to get by, and that's why I think he comes in as our second most underrated quarterback in Madden NFL 13. And now, guys, it's time to reveal our most underrated quarterback in Madden NFL 13, and that's going to be Andrew Luck from the Indianapolis Colts. I think this dude is a top 5 quarterback in Madden 13. The dude has 82 speed. If you take a look at his stats, he has 85 agility, 87 acceleration, and then he has the ball carrier vision's there. The spin move and juke move are somewhat decent. And then this dude actually has 72 catch. So if you ever throw to him, he's got 83 spectacular catch. He'll catch him. And then his jumping rating's 86. His throwing power is 92. 92 is probably You know, it's definitely above average, if not really good. His short accuracy is above average at 89. His medium accuracy is above average at 83. And his deep accuracy, if you take a look here, guys, he actually has the best deep accuracy in Madden NFL 13, and that secures the fact that this guy is probably the #1 most underrated quarterback in Madden NFL 13. You never see him used, and I would like to encourage you guys to try out Andrew Luck, try out the Indianapolis Colts. I think they're a top 5 team. Not top 5 team, but top 5 underrated team. This team is very underrated. They have speed for days. They have a quarterback who can really throw pretty much every ball, quick receivers, and a pretty good tight end in Colby Fleener and the other rookie, Fletcher, I think is his name. So, anyways, guys, that does it for our top 5 list for our quarterbacks. You know, what do you think about this? I mean, I definitely think I turned some heads. I think I said some stuff that probably you guys didn't think about. And this, once again, this is strictly Madden. It has nothing to do with their performance in the actual NFL. So, what's your experience in using Andrew Luck in the Colts and Madden NFL 13? What's your experience in using Peyton Manning? What's your experience in using Tom Brady? What's your experience in using Colin Kaepernick? Let me know, guys. I appreciate you guys checking out this video. Like I said, that's all we have for you guys today. Just a top 5 list, a quick couple top 5 lists, breaking down some quarterbacks, breaking down some statistics, and some numbers that I don't think we always dig deep into. So just a video here today, just kind of showing you guys some what the top 5 quarterbacks are in Madden NFL 13. And we covered a lot of topics in this video. So once again, we appreciate you checking out this video. If you guys want to see more NCAA 14 or Madden 25 content, make sure to check the links in the annotation, as we have videos for NCAA 14 as well as Madden 25 training camp series coming hot at you. Also, guys, make sure to subscribe. All of my subscribers will be getting a free ebook at the release of Madden NFL 25 as well as NCAA 14. One day before the release, I will send out a mass ebook to every one of my subscribers. And they will get it before everybody else gets it on day 1 of the game. So make sure you guys sign up for that as far as subscription goes. Other than that, guys, make sure you leave a like rating below. And last but not least, guys, leave a comment. What is your favorite quarterback to use in Madden NFL 13? Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.